Hello, hello. Am I working? Yeah, yes, I am working. I'm having a little bit of trouble with the internet since it doesn't reach in this room. Ah, right. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you need any help as we go with the live. Just post whatever you need down there. Say hello to me because I want to get to know you from Bermudas. I wish soon we'll do. So 10 tips that you need for to deal with challenging teenagers, with the disrespect, with the name callings, with the slamming doors, with the shouting after you ask them for something, with anything that you think is disrespectful. Right, I'm gonna give you 10 tips. I'm gonna try to slow down because I've been told that I do my lives a bit quickly. So I'm gonna give you these 10 tips. I got my notes in here because otherwise I'm gonna forget. And one of the things that we need to understand, that will be the tip number one, is the imbalance in between the logical brain and the emotional brain. So the logical brain, which happened in here, is not fully developed yet, and the emotional brain, which happened deep down inside the brain, is just like fully developed. So everything comes out, all the emotions comes out. If they're angry, if they're sad, if they're super happy, and they don't know how to logically interpret those emotions. They don't know how to explain them. And so that's something that we need to have into consideration, that they cannot give logical words to what they are feeling because that part of the brain is not fully developed yet. They don't understand their own emotions because they can logically understand it. They don't know how they feel like that. So understanding this part of how the brain is developing, it helps us to focus in their behavior instead of in the teen. I don't know if you guys can hear the music, but Ronnie is playing Ed Sheeran over and over again. Tip number two. The disrespect is a sign of an emotional need that it hasn't been met. It can be, I always said that our kids' behavior is a symptom of something, a problem underneath that they can't express. So it can be that they lack of attention. They might need a little bit more quality time with us. They might need more reassurance about who they are or how they're growing. It might be that they lack acceptance. They might compare themselves with the siblings or with other kids in school. Hi Sharon, how are you? It might be that they need more independence. It might that maybe we are overprotecting them and they just like want to fly a little bit, you know. It might be that I don't know, it might be a lot of things that it's making them angry, or they want to just like break free a little bit from us. So understanding our kids' emotions, even though they don't understand them themselves, but try to find out what are they feeling and have a little chat and a little bit conversation, asking them what do they need from us, or what do they need from their family, what do they need from their friends. That will make them maybe put words into their emotions that they can't express. Tip number three, be a role model. Hello, how do you want your kids to respect you if you don't respect your friends? if you don't respect your teens, you know? If we shout at them, if we call their name, if we minimize them, if we belittle them, how do you expect your child to respect you if you don't respect them first? So what language are you using with them? Are you respectful towards them, to your partner, or to the other siblings, or to your friends? Do they see respect around the house? Because if they don't see respect, they most likely don't know what respect means. So have that into consideration. That's my dog going. It's like this: monkey see, monkey do. So be the role model. If you respect them, they will respect you too. Tip number 4. Your teen is developing independence. Shush, darling. No, please. So why we say disrespect? So what we can see as a disrespect, it might not be disrespect. Let me explain this. There might be that they're just testing the boundaries. It might be that they're just like trying to regain a little bit of power, because from the whole childhood we have been the powerful ones. We have been telling them what to do, what not to do. So they need to, as they grow, they need to be a little bit more independent. They need to gain that little power. So they're testing the boundaries, they're testing the waters, and by pushing those boundaries a little bit, they kind of like know, they want to know where they can go, where they cannot go. So tip number 5, that will be ignore the mild form of disrespect. Like being too strict can lead to rebellion. So for example, let's say that they go, if you ask them something, they ignore you. If you I don't know, if you say something, they go like that, or they roll their eyes, or they just like go like when you tell them something, yes, whatever, yeah, you know better, behind our backs, you know. Try to know that, because what you don't want is use that as a trigger to have a big argument. So sometimes I'm just gonna show you what she's doing, because she's just trying to get under the blanket and she's pushing me. Oh my gosh, she's so funny. So just ignore those forms of mild disrespect, because in a way it's a good thing. It's showing them that where they can go outside in the world, you know, if they get that back, it's gonna, where do I want to go with this? Yeah, basically try to ignore those mild forms of disrespect, because you don't want to make these forms of disrespect into a big argument and just make things worse. Tip number 6, negotiate clearly the boundaries and the rules, and be consistent about the consequences. So I'm gonna give you an example. Ronnie have come to our lives. He's getting into another new family dynamics, and so he broke one of the rules that we had for him, like not playing games at night time. So he sneaked out. I was very surprised by this. He sneaked out at night time. He was playing his game very late at night. So we had a little chat with him, and I said to him, so okay, so I'm not gonna punish you because this is the first time that you break the rule, but what would you think that it will be clear or the right punishment for you? And he said, not playing the game for 3 days. I said, that's fair. We shake hands, and I said, now if you break the rule, The consequence will be that you're not going to play the game for 3 days because you had agreed with that. You came up with that. And he's like, yes. Until now, he's been following the rule pretty much like every night. So good. So far, so good, you know? So that will be tip number 6. Negotiate the rules, negotiate the boundaries, and follow with the consequences. Tip number 7, make sure that you and your partner are in the same page. If you are separated, if you are not together, just have a cup of coffee with them. Try to find out where the rules are, because it can be different for ex-partner's house than for your house. So it's very important that you two put your problems aside between you two and just focus on the kids and just come out being in the same page with the same rules for both households. There is another video that I made not long ago, telling you how to make agreements with your partner, coming together into the same way of parenting your kids, you know, either if you are together or not. So that will be the rule number 7. Rule number 8 will be, tip number 8 will be, don't make it personal. As I said before, teens are testing the waters because they want to be independent. So don't make it personal. This is not going against you, even though it might look like, but it's for them to grow. It's for them to taste the water. This is the test that is going to put them outside there in the world, you know. So focus on the behavior. Don't focus on your child. Because if you focus on the behavior and you treat the behavior, it's much easier. You don't bring your emotions into that, you know. Now, rule number 9. Tip number 9. Avoid unnecessary arguments. As I said before, remember that we are the adults. We are in control of our emotions. Hi, Chanel, how are you? Where are you watching from, my darling? Remember that we are the adults. We are in control of our emotions. They can't deal with their emotions because, you know, as we said before, the part of the brain is not imbalanced now. So we are in control of our emotions. We need to avoid unnecessary arguments. They cannot choose if they want to argue or not. They just explode. But we can choose. We can choose whether we want to ignore that behavior or we want to go into the argument. So be the big person in here and avoid unnecessary arguments. And tip number 10, I need a coffee, I think. Avoid using, I'm going to read this one because this one is very interesting. Oh, South Africa. Nice. Lovely, Chanel. Ooh, I want to go back there. I loved it. So, tip number 10, avoid using your words like you should and you are. I'm going to read this one, yeah? Words like you should attend to school, you should study harder, you should not use your phone so much, you should be more responsible. And words like you're lazy, you're rude, you're selfish, this put a label on your child. They grow up believing this. So try not to use these sentences and these words. Instead, focus again on their behavior and explain to them the impact that their behavior is how it's making you feel, how the behavior is making feel other people. But don't label your kids. I know it's difficult because we have been told since we are little what kind of parenting we have, what kind of parent we should be, and the words that we speak sometimes are not our words, are the words that comes from our parents. And this is what we hear all the time: you're lazy, you are rude, you're selfish, you should go to school, you should not use your phone so much. So instead of that, try to tell them, oh, when you say these things, you make me feel like this and it hurts. Or when you act like that, you hurting your little sister or your big brother or your friends or something. So focus on that behavior and avoid labeling your kids. And I think I got all of the tips already. I think I'm not going like longer than what I expected, but I think this is something that we parents have to do on a daily basis, some more than others. And I'm pretty sure that these tips are not gonna solve the relationship, but are gonna improve big time the connections in between you and your teen, because they're gonna see you in a different way, and you're gonna avoid a lot of arguments, unnecessary arguments, as we speak before. Anyways, I want to say to you that if you want more help from me, you have a free consultation with me, 45 minutes for me and you to have a little chat. You can tell me anything that is going on for you. We can dig down a little bit more in the problem, and then we can think about ways that I might be able to help you depending on your case. Okay, so if you want to book one of those free bulletproof parenting consultations with me or sessions with me, then I'm gonna put the link above. You just click on the link, choose your date, choose your time, and then we have a little chat. Okay, so my darlings, I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.